Our next item is P7, Technology Deputy Director's Report. Item P7-1, Cross-Project Update and Actions.
Welcome, Ms. Fleming.
Thank
Please
you.
present yourself for the record.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Chairwoman Ma and honorable members. I'm Brenda Fleming, Chief Information Officer. Thank you for this opportunity to be before you. I know it's the end of the day and you're exhausted, so I'm excited to be here with this exciting report for you.
We're ready for you.
Go Cross Team! The project continues to make good progress. Some of the accomplishments for this past period, this past month, about 5 or 6 of them, Mr. Chris Cayetti started with us on April 11th, and he's coming up to speed on the project and all aspects of our agency. He's doing a great job, and we're very, very happy to have him on board. The negotiation process, as you know, we're still in procurement, has started, and confidential discussions with the bidders are scheduled. The estimated timeline for the negotiation phase is through July, and we expect the contractor to be on board by the end of the year. The implementation of a new system will introduce many opportunities for improvements to our processes, as you well know. Those improvements will enhance our efficiencies and productivity. The organizational change management team is working with the district and HQ staff to develop some plans and activities to give us a kind of a jump start in improving those processes. Of course, we're continuing to do the plans for the Fit and Ready campaign. That's in process, and we're starting off there with just some readiness assessments for both the CROS and the IT staff, at least initially. So we'll be the guinea pigs first. The first in a series of sponsor videos was recently released. Our first video highlighted our Executive Director, Mr. David Gao, and we continue to make great progress on the data readiness and the interfaces. And then finally, a bit of good news. Since the project's inceptions, we have oversight from the California Department of Technology, and they produce a monthly oversight report. And we've had a history of having in their dashboard red, yellow, green, red not being something that's desirable. And in our April meeting, they reported that the first time in this project we have no reds. Still a couple of yellows, but we're working on it. They're manageable. So kudos to the team and everyone who's contributing to making that progress. It's very exciting news for us. Some of the activities planned for this next period is refining our governance process. That's the decision-making process, and we need to refresh it so that we have the new members and really make sure that we're able to make decisions effectively and timely for moving through these deliverables for the vendor. And that we really have the appropriate levels of decision-making so we can escalate the right things up through the process, including to you. We want to continue to improve our enterprise planning and resource management process. As you know, the project is going to need all hands on deck, and we really need to make sure we can balance workload and make sure the right resources are available. And additionally, and this is the fun part for me, I'd like to request to have you, our wonderful board members, participate with us in the Fit and Ready and the outreach campaigns and activities. And I'd like to approach each of you, if you be so kind, to agree to doing some videos for us perhaps and sending some messages both to the BOE at large and then certainly to the staff in your equalization districts. That would be fantastic. There's going to be a significant amount of work, and a lot of the work will be done, a lot of the heavy lifting will be done by the project team and the program areas, certainly. And there will be a lot of real, grinding out of the staff from a bottom-up perspective. But it's very important that we have the executive leadership from your offices also from a top-down perspective and just really setting the tone, because change is hard, especially for a system that we've been using now for about 20 years. So we really, really would appreciate your engagement. And finally, our budget status is green. There's no new issues or risk at those times, and those are the kinds of things we do want to keep in front of everyone. If there's any risk or issues or anything that gets us off course, we'll continue to keep you noted on that. And then my real concentration at this point is just working with the executive team, managers, and the control agencies to make sure that we can balance our workload. If CROS is going to be our priority, we really do need, as I stated before, all hands on deck. And so we're going to need to find a way to balance not just the operational workload, which we have to do to keep money moving each day and handle our taxpayers, but we also need to perhaps look at how are we going to manage the work from the legislation. It's mandated, et cetera, but we're making a lot of changes through the legislation to the legacy system. And so at some point we'll need to have some discussions about how you'd like to proceed with giving us a little bit of breathing room on that legacy system. And we'll keep you informed about anything new that comes up on the project. That concludes my report for this month.
Any questions, members?
Yeah, Madam Chair.
Yes, Mr. Horton.
Thank you very much, Ms. Fleming. I appreciate your talent as well as your work on this. Quick question. Do you see any opportunities for career development for our current staff in the district?
Yes, absolutely. And a very good question, sir. I appreciate that. A number of people are concerned about the new system and whether or not they'll still have jobs, et cetera. Their jobs definitely will be different, but the system and a lot of the processes that we're currently using are based upon the technology that's about 20 years old. And so not just from an IT perspective, but to the extent that for our program area staff and subject matter experts, as we move forward into more contemporary software, it absolutely will drive us to more, for lack of a better way of saying it, contemporary ways of doing things. And so there will be new technology, certainly new processes, et cetera. So it definitely will give us an opportunity to say, what can you do next? Because they'll be focusing on a different aspect of work and for another lack of a better ways, more mature ways of approaching things. And so that will exercise some more contemporary, not so much knowledge and skills, because we are experts in that, but certainly new opportunities to develop.
Do you see any new positions?
I'm not sure that I could, well, certainly through the BCP process, we would be asking for additional positions for the project. And then certainly for the first few years of the project, we will be running parallel systems. So we're going to need new positions and a lot of new focus and quite a lot of areas. Because just sustaining two systems running in parallel is a lot of work.
In the district?
Yes. Yeah, the processes, because almost everything we do for a season, and we haven't nailed down exactly what yet, but to the extent we have two systems, and work has to be, in terms of how we're administering taxation through two systems, reaches everyone in the agency. Yes, sir.
Is it possible that we can entertain a internship, mentorship program that allows for the matriculation and of these new activities and so forth?
Yes, sir. In fact, as a part of the project, there's a lot of mentorship and knowledge transfer, et cetera, that comes with the project. But certainly we can entertain our work with HRD to look for other opportunities to continue that.
I'd like to begin. I would encourage that we begin working with our staff in the district as soon as possible to alleviate their concerns and provide them boy, now I sound like Prince. I tell you, and provide them opportunities.
Yes, sir. Noted. Duly noted.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Ms. Fleming, okay.